The 4th of July holiday extravaganza continues all day on Vincenzo's Gold Crypto Investing.
And so, my fellow Americans, ask not what your country can do for you, ask what you can do for your country.
And that was one of the greatest quotes and statements ever made by a great president, John F. Kennedy. Don't ask what your government can do for you. Ask what you can do for your government. Because your government is you, stupid, which means ask what you can do for yourself to make the country better, make the country stronger, and make the country more prosperous, and drive more people out of starvation, drive more people out of dictatorship, and throw more people into a capitalistic, free market capitalist, where entrepreneurship, business owners, right, and all people drag themselves out of poverty and catapult themselves into prosperity and have a better standard of living, a better and longer standing of life, where you live longer, you live better. The things you have are much, much better than what you had in the past, because what a great president said there, that everyone's forgotten. They're asking the government what they can do for them. Wrong. Right? That's dragging and asking yourself, and what he was telling you there is that's going to drive you into a dictatorship, drive you into a... Vincenzo'S Gold Crypto Investing, where you like, subscribe, and share for a one-of-a-kind, company-made computer software trading probability. Nice! Rating alert, technical analysis. And let's not forget the founding fathers, as these people try to demonize them in modern times as they do rewriting of history, which the winners rewrite history anyways, but these people and the time where they came from, they had the balls to say slavery's wrong and everyone deserves equal rights, when that was punishable by death where they came from, right? The country they left and the country they fought against once they got here, and systematically changed the way things were done around the world by making people free. Yes, it didn't happen overnight, but they had the courage, the balls, and the heart, and the drive to make it happen, right? When they knew that they were facing certain death by coming out against the communists and dictatorship and the slavery of the time, right? These were real heroes, world heroes, and it spread across the world. And countries that were oppressed became free. Countries that were poor became wealthy, right? All because of the vision that these people had back in the day. You can rewrite history all you want, but these people had visions at a time when things were very, very harsh, where if you came across and came out against the status quo and wanted to change things, you were executed, beheaded, burned, stoned, etc., in prison, death, right? So people were too scared to do anything. These people, the founding fathers, had the courage, the audacity, and said, fuck a you, so, right? But unfortunately, the country, over the last several hundred years, has lost its way, and we're becoming more and more of a dictatorship here, as the spiel and the joke on the mainstream media, public education, government education in schools and in colleges like to spread this fact that we're a democracy, when we are not. A democracy simply as majority rules, and majority rules is the worst kind of government you can have, because it's not the majority that need protecting. It's the minority that need protecting, right? And a constitutional republic of government, as this country was created as, protects the minorities with inalienable rights. And no majority can ever take away a minority's rights. So you all need to understand that. It's a big difference. and the propaganda on every election. You hear democracy this, democracy that, democracy this, or democracy that. No, it's not a democracy. It's a representative democracy, meaning you vote your leaders in with a vote. But those leaders that you vote in have to oblige by a constitutional republic form of government where the minority's rights are always protected over what the majority wants. And that's a very important distinction between a democracy, which is indispensable to socialism, because, like the great communist leader once said, I believe it was Joseph Stalin, you give a democracy to any form of government, any form of country, government, and whatnot, and it'll quickly, over time, change into a socialist country and then a communist country run by a dictator, right? Because democracies end up in socialism. They vote themselves into socialism every time. Don't matter what they started out as, you start spewing democracy and you eventually get into a socialist communist government, and it happens every time throughout history, and it's happening into the United States of America. As you can see, your rights slowly dwindling away. As for a nonsense virus, they literally shut and forced you to close down shop, right? So it's very important on this 4th of July. Very special Vincenzo's Go Crypto Investing 4th of July episode, as I am at work again to earn some triple time, right? The old triple time day. But remember, when you hear anybody today or tomorrow or next year or next month or this upcoming midterm say we're spreading democracy, call them out on it and say this is not a democracy, it's a constitutional republic, and explain to them the difference, because they're all retarded. They're numbskulls, intellectual numbskulls. But as we get on into the coins, you can see the dollar, as the major markets are closed today. Futures markets are open, but the markets are shut down today. You see the NASDAQ futures are down. The dollar has gone up and down today. Now it's starting to trend up. And we got to continue to watch that to see if we can get some pumps in Bitcoin. But today you can see with our morning technical analysis, well, we got a kazoo type. Oh my! What we got to see is after we got this little rejection up here, we were in this falling wedge, then we had that big pump out, then a crash, not a crash, but a fall, then a consolidation, and another pump. Today you got to see is D-Day today, where you can pop above all this major upper resistance and make a run at that 24,000, or you're going to get knocked back down and start to trade back down towards that $17,000 mark, right? Because we've had some Three Arrows Capital go belly up. Celsius is about to have to file Chapter 11 or Chapter 15 or 17, whatever one they're going to file. I believe Three Arrows Capital, for the U.S. assets, they filed Chapter 17, bankruptcy protection from their creditors, right? We went in yesterday, watch this video, support the channel, become members of Jabroni Killers, right? I see a few of you have taken up on that, where it's only $38 a year, the best value on YouTube. And watch see, none of y'all watch the shit that's important. Watch the best value on YouTube, Jabroni Killers, $38 a year. You can be a Jabroni Killer member. That's right. You find another value of $38 a year to be a member of Jabroni Killer if you want to do the cheaper option. But if you want to use the other more expensive ones to help support the channel, it's much appreciated. And you need to watch out why XRP, Crypto Insider, XRP Mass Adoption. But this is the one, the top one, where you need to watch to compare with a potential IPO on XRP next year, and why crypto lending firms are a horrible option, and you might as well just invest in XRP if you want to try to make fat returns in the future versus a lending platform, and the differences, right? What the differences are there, and there are big differences. But you can see the Bitcoin price today, the major area to watch is this 19,000 and change, the old 17 all-time high. If you can break above that and then get above this yellow descending line, come on, this yellow descending line, right? That would be critical, because then you could try to pump up towards the top part of that white support zone, which would be a targeted move out of this, what's going on here, this little consolidation, and then you got an elongated area over here. So we're going to watch out for that today. If we scroll, don't buy Luna. It's a fraud. I've been telling you guys that. Stay away from the Daquan bullshit. It's going to go bankrupt. Ethereum, if you can break back above this green ring, you can make another run all the way up into here, right? So we're watching that in Ethereum today, as you could try to make a run up here. Where's my little thing at? You could try to make a run up here today. We can get, it's still valid. Up here to the $1,296, which would be a good pump. And it'd be a quick pump if you can get above. Fuck out of here. If you can get above this green support ring, or the green fib circle, right? See that? Let's go to our industry exclusive measuring tool. And current price, that would be a 16% pump if you can get above that. But if you get rejected, you could try to trade back down towards this underneath local bottom, right? So that's what we're looking at there. Cardano, he had a nice little pump too. Jesus. Off the bottom, off this blue support zone, purple support zone that we put on there, because you can see it's come down here and support, 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 and now it briefly got supported again. If you can get over this green 200-day moving average and hold it, you can make a run up here to 61 cents. It's been in play for quite some time. Dogecoin's the same thing. You can see we were talking about that yesterday. If you can get above that, because yesterday we were down here in the Doge, right? And now we're underneath this white support zone. If you can get back above this, you can try to hold that and build a base and maybe work your way up to some of this upper resistance at the top part of the last line of defense, right? So we're going to watch out for that. This is a critical little area for Doge to get above this point, the 6 3/4 cent range, right? And then we'll finish it out with XRP. You can see we're in the middle of this little white support zone that we put down here when the price was up there, and you can see the price broke down out of this little consolidation, hit its technical target, and if the buyers can come in today, you could conceivably pump all the way back up here to 37 cents, right? So that's what we're going to watch out for in the XRP. And my guy that yesterday, remember Jabroni Killer, where are you at, my man? He requested me to look at something. Can you please look at? Nope, we did his. Get rid of that. Mark Kelly, a long-time listener, and I appreciate you joining member of Jabroni Killer. You want me to look at V2, but I do not. It's not on TradingView, so the only way I can really look at this, you can see we have a big heat wave coming again. Where I'm at. V2 crypto. Get out of there. Volt. V2. Volt. Crypto. The only spot I can really find this is CoinMarketCap, but you can't really do any technical analysis on CoinMarketCap. And let me know in the comment section, Mark, if this is it. And you were asking me, should you sell and try to buy back later? I don't know when you bought. I don't know what your plans are for this. And I really can't do that much technical analysis here because I can't use my chart with my indicators. But you can see this coin is essentially, I don't know anything about this, but it seems to be down in the shithouse, right? It was all the way up here. Now it's all the way down there. So if you bought this, I mean, I don't really know what there is to sell and try to get it lower. It seems to almost be at zero, but I don't know anything about this. I would say if you're interested in trying to make some money on this, I can't really do any technical analysis because I can't get a chart because this thing is not on TradingView or any trading site that I can use indicators and whatnot. But what I would say, just briefly looking at this, is you seem to be very, very low, and I would say you got major upper resistance up in, this is a pain in the ass. Right up in here, right at the 9433, right? And then your next upper resistance would be right up in here at about the 1287. So I'm not sure what you're trying to do with this coin. And I really can't get it. I can't do anything with a chart TradingView. Why can't I find this fucking thing on TradingView? Volt USDT spots. Let's see. This might actually help us, Mark Kelly. Volt USDT spots. Bam. All right, now we can try to give you some technical analysis. Oh, this is a new coin. This is a really new coin. So let's take a look at this. We're going to start with the volume indicator. On TradingView, it just came on TradingView a few days ago, unless this is when this just started. I have no idea. But you can see what we got going on here. And what I like to do, we get our volume indicator up there. And since the coin's so small, I can actually see the line. But here's your major area. Right in here. I didn't do anything. Rectangle. Right here is your major traded volume area, and this brief, and there's not much data on here, and you need data, and the data is time and price action to do technical analysis, and that just is not here right now. So we're just going to have to go with the limited data we have. You can see if we go from a swing high to a swing low, to current price, or the current time frame. I like to do that every now and then. Then we're going to go in here and lock, make this a little bit brighter. You can see right now we came up on the support zone. Right here we're sitting on this orange ring and the top part of the volume indicator. So immediately what I would look at, right, and then we could bring a localized fifth circle here since we don't have any data. We're going to need a lot of these. You can go from swing low to swing high, current time frame, and this just gives you some more lines to look at because there ain't much data on here. Right there, what's going on? We're going to go in here and we got to change the color so we know which one's which. Then we got to lock it. So what I would look at here is your critical areas right off the bat. Is go right to your volume indicator, Mark, and you can already see, Mr. Kelly. I hope you don't mind me calling you Mr. Kelly. You can see if you break this candle here, you're going to come all the way right here first down to 6238, which is a big fall from 6600. But it's a lot of sell pressure, some buy pressure, more buy pressure than sell pressure, but sell pressure, right? And this is sell. It'll sell you quickly through here. And if you break here, you're going to come down to here, and then you got a problem because you can see volume drop off drastically as the volume drops off. It means you can shoot straight through there really quickly. So my first area to watch is if you're trading back into here, right? As you trade back into here, we can actually see that over here. This white support zone is your critical area, right? See this? And you're starting to trade back down through here. Let's put a price note on here so we can get some prices. Right up here at the 6855, right? If you get below, you can see, notice how you wicked down twice now after that flash wick. You've wicked once on the major area. This line that sticks its neck out from the volume indicator, that's the average of all the volume right there. So if you're above it, you act as support, and then support again. But if you break it, you're going to flush really quick down. Right, if we zoom into the hour time frame to get some more candles, you can see what's going on here. And usually when you see this, where it doesn't have to happen, but often you see this. You get a big flush down, right, like that, big flush down with a candle, and then you get a wick back up, and then you get these step down candles. Usually you step down all the way to this low, right? That's just usually what happens. And you're sitting right on the major volume indicator area, right? And that's why I wanted to do this. Hold on. Because it doesn't show up after when you go into a shorter time frame. What were we in? The 2-hour time frame when we made that? Yeah. So I like to do this and make a little red box to know that this is the skinny little sneaky red box. This is where the major volume area is. So I like to do that. I like to make that a sneaky red, and then we got to, of course, lock it. And then we go back into the smaller time frame. We'll go to the 15. And you can see, look at that. You see how many times it's bounced on the major volume area where that red line would be with our industry exclusive purging tool. Came through, but bounce, 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 wick, bounce, bounce. But notice when you had the wick, look at this. You have the big wick, and then you trade it back down. Big wick up, trade it back down. Huge wick up, trade it back down. Big wick up, trade it back down. Right? But notice the bounce, 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 flush through, but wick back up, bounce, bounce, and trying to bounce now because everyone's got their buy orders there. Now the danger is every time all these buyers come in and the sellers beat them back down, eventually that wall of buyers are going to be gone. And once you break this little red support area inside the white support area, you're going to come all the way down. And if you do it in the next few days, a logical spot would be right here with our price note, right on this orange fib circle and the bottom part of this white support zone. If you do it in the next few days, that would be a logical area. And then if you had a big flush down, buy levels on the way down, your fib circle's telling you in the brief history of this coin, a good buy area would be where the green and the orange fib circle meet, right, at the 4935. And then if you were to buy over here, it's an uptrending right here, right? You could stagger buys into the future up there, but that would be a good area. And then another good area would be, you can see where these two fib circles meet again before they start diverging right here. Oops, that's not a fib circle, or a price note. Down here at 389, and you can see where they meet. You can see the green fib circle is coming from your bottom left and then swinging up to your top right. It's uptrending, and then you can see the orange fib circle is more of, it comes from a slight, it's uptrending, but it's a much less of a curve than here. So every now and then they meet and then they diverge, right? So see that? So those are your buy areas on the way down. And then you can even see another one way down here where these fib circles are telling you on a flush. These are where buyers could be too, all the way down there, 3144. So there's your buy area. But I'd be watching in the short term. You didn't tell me where you bought in at, so I don't have that information. But if you're worried about a flush and to buy back cheaper, if you break this bottom part of, if you break this red area where the major volume is, you're going to at the very least come all the way down to 6445, right? Which would be a big move. And then if you can't hold the bottom part of this white area and this wick bottom, the fib circles with the brief history we got in this coin, you're going to flush all the way down to there. But in the short term, if you break measuring tool, if you break this area right here, you're going to come down at 7% from the bottom part of that red area. If you break that, then you're more than likely going to come down 8%, and then there's a 26% fall down there. So that's what I would watch out for. I'm not sure your intentions with this or where your average price is, but it looks like you're more than likely going to try to trade back down into here, right? But if you can hold where you're at now, you can absolutely kick up. But the deeper you get into this white support zone, and especially once you get underneath here, if you get underneath here and come up, and you close some candles in the 15-minute time frame, this red area is going to act as major upper resistance, and it could start to force you down. Right now, you're holding them as support. As long as you hold this top area of the white support zone and this red little area box superimposed in where all the volume is, that's bounce areas, right? It's been bouncing, it's been bouncing, it's been bouncing. But if you slip below it and then come up and get a confirmation rejection, that's troubling. That would signify some kind of a pattern change. But this coin's very new right now. You can see the moving averages and the 15 are starting to trend down, right? So there's not a lot of data to go here, but there's some buying opportunities on the way down on these fib circles, right? As we zoom back out to the hour time frame, you can see where these fib circles meet. There's some buying targets on the way down. I would put in targets down here if I were you, right? And you're trading this. I'd put a little bit of a buy order in here, some buy orders in here, and some buy orders in here, and just set it and forget it. And if they trip, you're more than likely going to get a flush up like these wicks do on the way down. It'll come down, trigger it, buyers will be there, and then you can quickly sell into that, right? Or these can be your accumulation phases, right? Have your buy orders staggered in with lower amounts up here, higher amounts down there, trigger your way in, or as I call it, parceling in, right? If you like this coin, and you can try to play a swing from down there. We'll keep this on the rotation and keep an eye on it. Like, subscribe, and share to my beautiful audience. Peace and love. Peace and love.